Hello, Virgo. This is your reading for the second half of July 2026. We're already kind of into it, so you're already feeling some of this. We're going to take a look at what we've got going on for you energetically. Let's see. Oh. Okay, Temperance. So balance. Looks like you're working to kind of do some balancing, maybe like chemistry in your life. Mixing things together in a way that's going to work, because things aren't working standing alone. Something maybe taking more energy than you're okay with right now. Let's see what we get. So there is a full moon at the end of this month that's in Aquarius. That's really big about collaborations and celebrating like interesting ideas that you've had and that you've followed up on. And seeing where you are with those. Oh, speaking of collaborations, looks like we've got a Three of Cups here for your first card. Knight of Cups, feeling a lot of feelings. Feeling a lot of feelings this July, Virgo. Let's see. And the Hanged Man. Okay. Interesting. So it looks like you are working towards getting some kind of balance, some kind of workable energy in a project that you're currently doing with other people. So it could be a business project. It could be something at work where you're like doing a collaboration and you're really trying to get everything worked out for everybody. And so you're trying to find out like how, and I don't know that it's necessarily working perfectly right now. I don't think it seems like you have a ton of problems with it. I'm not seeing a lot of combative energy here. This all seems pretty flowing. You know, you've got this, even in the Temperance card, she's the card of, pouring in the traditional Rider-Waite. She's pouring these two cups together and creating the perfect mixture, right? It's the perfect balance. It's finding your yin and yang kind of working in tandem so everything's working smoothly. And those cups, like there's all these cups too. So all of your minor arcana cards are all cups, right? The rest of it is this major arcana energy. So I just think that you're working towards making everything cohesive. I think it's working. The Knight of Cups would tell me that maybe you have somebody coming in here with a new offer to expand on this project, or maybe they want to enter into this project and they were not initially a part of it, and you're a little bit concerned about how that dynamic's going to play out for you, so you're kind of hesitant about whether or not you're going to let them come in. The Hangman here is telling me that you're kind of giving it time. You feel like you need a little extra time to make the right choice here, to make the right decision about this. And I have a feeling it's about dynamics, right? The Three of Cups is very much a card of group dynamics, it can be very joyful and playful energy, but it can also just be things working in, it can be threes or just a group working together or doing something together, and the energy within that experience. So I'd like to get a little bit of elaboration on that Three of Cups. What are we talking about for Virgo for July, end of July 2026? For that Three of Cups, what you got for me? Anything? Or was that just too spot on that that's just a project that somebody's working on? Are we talking business here? Are we talking, I think there's emotions involved, whether or not this is something that's just work involved. I think it's something you're putting a lot of your energy, time, feeling into, and so you want to make sure that it works. And I think there might be a lot of different emotions, like there might be a lot of people that have big emotions that are working alongside you. Judgment, yeah. I think you're feeling like you need to make a decision, a judgment call, based on whether or not this person is going to vibe with the rest of the team, whether or not this is a smart idea. I think that you're concerned it's going to, I don't know if you're 100% concerned or just more evaluating how their shared presence is going to affect the team dynamic. I think for right now it's been good, but I think that there's a lot of judgment maybe within the team. Yeah, the King of Wands, Serpent of Wands in this deck, but it's the King of Wands. So this is saying to me that there's a lot of energy, there's strong personalities here. There might be some leadership feelings in here that's kind of pushing somebody to feel like they're the one that should be making the judgment call, like somebody else is the one that wants to take charge here and be the deciding factor. And I think that might be causing a little bit of Like a little bit of that too. It might be causing a little bit of, I'm sorry, I think that we all know that this is not, we have to do this as a collaboration. This can't be a decision made by one person, but there might be one person who's kind of pushing the decision forward, or who's propelling this as a decision that needs to be made. Maybe they're resisting and everybody else is kind of on board. Maybe they have reasons. Let's see what the Knight of Cups is. See if you can give me a little bit on the Knight of Cups here. What's this Knight of Cups? Oh, that's too many. Knight of Cups, Knight of Cups. This is in your... Oh my gosh. Okay, well, this is the one that actually flew out. These two. Okay. So Knight of Cups. We've got the Knight of Wands. Okay. And Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, I think that this is somebody else in the group that coming in, right? Knight of Wands is a messenger. Knight of Wands coming in. It's Cat of Wands, and this was the Knight of Wands. They're a messenger coming in from outside with news of, I think, more money. I think they've got more backing. I think this project, either financially or just like stability wise or something, is going to be affected positively, you think, by the addition of this new person, or maybe just new idea, maybe new company, maybe it's like merging companies together. I'm not 100% sure, but it seems like you, whatever it is, however this resonates for you, take it as it resonates, obviously. This seems to be a factor, whether it's a person or a place or thing. It is a factor that is either telling you by obvious signs or just like the way they present it to you, or telling you by intuition that this is going to be a benefit for you in this project. This is going to be a financial benefit to the project. This person is offering that. Or perhaps this outside energy, or this King of Wands energy over here, this Judgment, is you wondering if it's maybe too good to be true, and you're taking time to evaluate that offer before you accept it as something that's going to be added into this project. Okay, so let's see with the Hangman. And with these decks, I'm gonna try and put them in the description box below for you so you can see what they are if you're interested in any of them. And this one's interesting because it doesn't use the usual like kings and queens and all that stuff. Also, if you like this, if this is resonating for you, please like and comment below if you know what I'm talking about. If you're working on a project and you're like, oh yeah, what's this? Let me know. I'd be very curious to see how this is working in tandem with your particular situation. So the Hangman here is I'm just seeing that maybe you as a whole group, or maybe just you specifically, are like, I can't really make a choice on this right now. So let's take a look. Give me some extra clarification on that Hangman, please. Oh, but this is the career and finance section, right? I'm breaking this up into two parts, right? So there's a love is the second half. So this is your career and finance in the first half. Duh. Which makes sense with how this is reading. It definitely feels like a career read. It does. Even though there's all this emotion here. To me, this whole thing has felt very much like it is a project. It is a business project. It is not... this is not like a three-party romantic situation that you're dealing with. This is something where you're trying to work out a group dynamic in a job. So what's this Hanged Man? Again, what's this Hanged Man? Please, some clarification on the Hangman, if you would. Being very specific with any answers here. Are you going to give me something? Hangman, anything? We just waiting? We just not sure what we're going to do? You just taking time? Just telling her to pay attention to the signs? What? Telling him were they? Okay, come on. Anything? Oh, okay. Well, you've given me several cards. That's too many. I can't. That doesn't feel right. That was too many. Come on, just give me like oh, okay, there we go, thank you. Yeah, okay, yeah, 7 of Pentacles. Well, all of that to basically just tell me what we've been saying, so I guess that was the point. We really didn't need to give you anything. Is the juice worth the squeeze, right? Is this worth the effort? Is this experience worth doing? This 7 of Pentacles is saying, do you need to build on it? I don't know, Is what potential drama might come of the addition of this thing to your group with this King of Wands energy here? Because I'm feeling like that's giving some pushback here. Is that possibly going to be, is it going to be worth it? Is it worth experiencing this potential drama? Is it worth experiencing a little bit of fallout? Maybe somebody else wanting to leave? Is whatever this offer is going to bring enough to the table to make it worth a bit of a sacrifice? Maybe if a sacrifice is necessary. Now, I'm not seeing that a sacrifice is going to be necessary. Spirit, can you give us any kind of like guidance on that? Is there like a sacrifice that might be asked of Virgo here if they need to like if they really want to take on this offer, what might they be asking? Oh, interesting. Love. Okay. Well, so maybe it is, maybe you're thinking about taking on a business venture with a person that you're in a relationship with, because this actually adds a whole different dynamic if that's the case. And if it's really love that's creating this, maybe this third party is the business. The third party is bringing the financial element into it and saying, if we want to work together on this, and we want to get this idea that we have that's really great, that we think is going to be really successful financially, if we start this business together, is that going to be safe for us? Is that a good idea? Or is that going to be potentially compromising to our love relationship, right? Or perhaps you're thinking about bringing somebody into a group that there might be a little bit of potential for romantic concern. Maybe it's a group of all men, and there's a woman who's a really great, who has great idea, has great things to offer, and you're just concerned there might be a little bit of shenanigans, or that you're not really sure you want to have to deal with the stress of. Not that that's a great reason to consider not hiring somebody, but it I can see where that would maybe cause a little bit of disturbance depending on what field this is in. It seems like there might be something involving romance or really deep emotional feelings that are getting in the way of making this decision easy for you in any way. So I hope that helps. I don't know if it really clarifies much for you. It's basically just saying through this month, and we've only got a couple weeks left, that this idea is going to be something. I mean, you're going to wait on it. You're going to hold off on making that choice because you're a little concerned it's going to have a negative effect on some relationships that you have if you move forward with it. But I will say this full moon at the end of the month is specifically all about, right, wild ideas, creative collaborations, interesting collaborations, and bringing these things to life. So if this is something where you think it's unique, it's a little bit strange, it's a little different than what you're used to, it's maybe not exactly what you expected or what anybody else expected, but it feels right? And there's no reason for you to think like 100% it's going to be an issue. I would maybe think about giving it a shot. I mean, do what you feel is right, but it seems like there is a possibility here for this being really successful financially. I think you might be right, but do what you must. You have to do what you have to do and what feels right for you and all that kind of stuff. You know the people in your life. But all right. So that's that for career and finance. So now we're going to take a look at your romance. It looks like we might get some crossover here between the two, because I think there might be a little bit of romance involved in your business life from what that love card was telling me at the end there. And it came out awful hard and fast considering how everything else was taking so much time. It was like, oh, don't forget, this is an important factor. It's like, okay, Virgo, what do we get here? Knight of Swords. Okay, a love reading. So Knight of Swords is a lot about like knight in shining armor. This is the card of being rescued. It's also a card of ideas. The swords rather are a mental card, right? They're very much a card of being either in your head or using your head to, that wasn't a very good spread, using your head to understand a problem, to solve a problem, to get clarification, to, make it work for you, using your brain to make it work for you. And I think that, or somebody else using their brain to make things work for you. So let's see. This is giving me something with this previous reading too. So what have we got for love for Virgo for the end of July? Okay. Oh, 2 came out. All right, we'll take it. Oh. I'm seeing conflict, but it isn't serious. Not super serious conflict. All right, let's see. Okay. Oh, so many odd numbers here. Okay, give me one more. You are in your head, and you are. I think you're overboard worrying yourself for this. I don't think you need to be so concerned. You're the one. Oh, you're the one I want. There you go. And there you go, coming back around from the first reading. Okay. Yeah, I think as far as your love reading goes, you've got this Knight of Swords, right, is saying this is something that's coming that could be like a knight in shining armor, something that could save you, something that could make things work. It's an idea, maybe, that's great. This really seems like it's going to make things work. The Seven of Cups, this is you, right? This is you over here. Seven of Cups, Five of Wands. Very much in a place of, I'm thinking of all the different possibilities, right? And I'm kind of beating myself up over what's the right thing to do, and I'm gonna be the bad guy maybe no matter what kind of choice I make here. And it's the Five of Wands is a card of like preparatory defense. It's like getting into a fight, but because you're learning how to fight, so you're not gonna get hurt. It's the intention is not to hurt you, the intention is to train you, right? That's kind of that vibe here. So I'm feeling like you are trying to make the decision that's going to be the most beneficial, the decision that's going to make the most sense, the decision that's going to be the least painful, right? But you also, this idea I think is a strong one. This initial vibe of this Knight of Swords is a positive energy, and it's a quick moving energy. I think you're just really almost kind of paralyzed right now with all the different options and all the different possibilities that this thing could present to you. The Five of Swords is kind of being captured by your thoughts, kind of being like you're a little bit, you're not imprisoned by your thoughts, not yet. It's not debilitating you, but it's like a step up from this Five of Wands, right? Like you are in this place where you've been presented with this new thing, this option, this thing that could be good, this new idea, this new person, this new whatever that's in your life right now, in your relationship, that's affecting your relationship. And you're saying, I see all these different ways that it could be great. I see all these different ways that it could be terrible. And the ways that it could be terrible are starting to overtake the ways that it could be great with this Five of Swords. I'm seeing that you're worried that whatever decision you make here, you're going to feel like you had to let somebody down, you had to hurt somebody else is maybe going to have to pay the price for your decision making, and I think you feel like the decision may be a little bit on your shoulders for that. And you don't want to hurt anybody, you don't want to hurt yourself, and you don't want to hurt the person you're with, but you think this decision could be, I think you think this decision could be good, and the Three of Cups here is making you feel like you want collaboration, you want celebration, you want everything to work out and be a great time. Now, I don't know if this is like, hey, look, in this day and age, I don't know if this third party situation is somebody saying like, hey, I'd like to bring a third party into our relationship. Like maybe that's your situation. Maybe somebody is saying like, hey, I've been thinking I had this great idea. Let's try like polyamory or something, or let's try having some kind of partnership edition. And, I mean, again, that's going to be up to you, but I can see how something like that could potentially make you feel very like, okay, well, this decision, if I do this, it's going to be this, it could be this, it could be really bad, it could be really great. You don't really know how that's going to happen, but it certainly has the potential to be not great. So, it could be, again, like in the previous reading, if it ties into that previous reading, which would certainly make sense, perhaps you're thinking, okay, this business idea is so great, like we could work together and we have such great chemistry, working together is such great chemistry as a couple. If we work together, maybe we would really be able to, this idea is so good, and if we could collaborate and it was successful, it could be really successful, right? All right, so the give me some clarification on the Seven of Cups and that Five of Wands. We've got the High Priestess. Okay. High Priestess. So I think you're feeling like you're having to really talk to your inner voice and think about how this potentially could affect people. Let's see what we got here. These two jumped out. Okay. Yeah, so we got Strength, we got the Nine of Cups. I think you're thinking like, I want to make this choice. I think this is a really good idea. I think I need this for me, right? This is saying like, I think the Strength card is saying, I think I need this spiritually. Like I've been really in my head about this, but I think what's best for me overall, what's going to be best for me spiritually, emotionally, this Nine of Cups, right? It's very much a card of emotional fulfillment, but individual emotional fulfillment, not fulfillment in a relationship so much. I think that you're like, this idea is a good idea for me. I think that I like this idea. I think this is good. I think that doing this is going to be good. I've thought about this. I've meditated on this. I've done my, I think it's a good idea. So what is this Five of Swords? Because I think you're really looking like, yes, I understand that it might not be great for everybody, but I think in the end it's going to be best for me. So this Five of Swords, let's see what this is. Is it kind of, okay. Justice and the Five of Pentacles. Sorry, Five of Swords, Five of Swords. Five of Swords, Five of Swords again. There you go. Yeah, I think you're just really in your head about doing what's right. I think you're nervous that if you do what's best for you, you might not be doing what is the right thing to do, right? I think you're worried that you're gonna hurt somebody that doesn't deserve it. If you make this choice, somebody might get hurt that doesn't really deserve to get hurt. Or it could, that's like the negative, right? Is there anything, what else is there? So I think that what Spirit's talking about right now is what's really holding you back from making the choices to get going on this. So I think you're stalling. You're stalling on pulling the trigger on saying, I need this. Like, I need this to happen. We got the Four of Wands, we got the Six of Cups. Okay, Four of Wands is a card of stability, familial stability. A lot of times it's about marriage. And again, kind of a card of celebration. The Three of Cups and the Four of Wands I often associate closely together because they're very much about celebrating, coming together as a group and celebrating, but they can also have like alternative meetings that really are not similar aligned at all. But there's just like a vibe of family get together and celebration on those two cards that I've myself have kind of really felt an alignment with throughout my readings and stuff. But the Six of Cups to me is a card of, it can be a soulmate energy, it can be somebody coming from your past, ideas coming from your past, just like a lot of nostalgia. It could be that you're thinking a lot about the things that you've had in the past or the way things have been, and you have thought a lot about maybe the way that you have planned things. Maybe this is straying from the initial plan of how things were supposed to go, and you're thinking a lot about that, about the olden times, about the old days with you guys and how things were working out, and this might change that, or that this might have a negative effect on that possibility for you. I don't know if you're planning a wedding initially, and maybe if you're planning a wedding and somebody's talking about bringing somebody else in, and especially if it's talking about bringing somebody else in that maybe from their past, I hope this isn't you, but if this is, and you are somebody who is getting married and your significant other has suggested that you'll bring somebody into the relationship that's somebody from their past, I seriously suggest do not do that. May I suggest that you do not do that. And let them maybe give them the opportunity to pursue that relationship instead, because that would be wild. But I really think that, what do we got here? The sun and the moon. I think this person is your sun and the moon. I think this is your soulmate, this person. I think you do not want to lose this relationship. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting now. You're worried that this relationship's going to get hurt if this thing takes off. Well, okay. If this person's your sun and your moon, if this person shines light on all the good things, but also, this thing could shine light on all the bad things. The sun is also about illuminating things, and the moon is about a dark path where you can't see what's going. So maybe you're worried that if you shine light on this path, it's going to expose things that you don't want to see. That's possible. If you open up this gate, you might be opening up to things that you don't want. If you move forward with this plan, whatever this idea was, whatever this Knight of Swords is that you think is a good idea, whatever this idea is, whether it was you or this other person that brought this idea into the relationship, this thing that could be great, that could save it, right? I don't know. I feel like you guys are very close. I feel like while this could be serving one of you very much so, I don't think it's serving both of you, and I think that you know that. Let's see. We got the Three of Cups here. What else we got for the Three of Cups? Final outcome here for end of July. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, I know. We know there's a decision to make and that we're waiting. Thank you, Spirit. We do know that there is this decision that you are waiting still, that you are not making a choice. By the end of July, you will not be making a choice. I can tell you that for sure. It does seem that you're going to be in your head about it, and I think that you should be. I mean in your head about it safely, but I think you should be considering genuinely what's best for you. That's important. Okay, overall, the Six of Wands is a very good card. The Six of Wands is a very strong card. Bottom of the deck, we have the King of Cups too. I think that emotionally, really think about it. Talk with your partner about it, right? That's the important thing. Work it out with your partner. Don't make the decision on your own. If you're intending on this relationship continuing, and I think you are, I think you really care about it, whoever this person is, I think you really don't want to rock the boat in a way that's going to potentially jeopardize what you have and what you have had. I think if you wait, if you care about this person and you think about this, come from a loving place, come from a place of collaboration, come from a place of working it out together, and you do it smart, you do it with waiting, with time, you don't rush things, I think you'll be fine, because the Six of Wands is a card of victory, right? The Six of Wands is a card of you being victorious in a situation. It's victory lap, yeah? And the King of Cups at the bottom of the deck is all about overflowing emotions, abundance, right? Emotional abundance. So Virgo, I think you're good. You got something weird going on here. I honestly think it feels like there's your mix in business and, oh, look, and we got the Ace of Cups at the bottom. Yeah, so I think you got an interesting mix of potentially business and pleasure kind of coming together in your life, and I think you're very worried about how that dynamic is going to play out for you. So have open conversations and dialogues with the people that you're involved in your decision making. Know that you're not alone in making that decision, and know that trying to do it alone is only going to make things worse for you. So try to make sure that you are with the people that you are collaborating with. They're coming along with you on this process of figuring out what's the best way to make this thing work. All right, Virgo, I hope that this helped. Again, if you liked it, give me a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comments. It's been lovely, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good one. Bye.